Hi, good morning everyone. I'm Francis from Achieve 3000 Philippines. This morning I'm going to uh, orient you on Achieve 3000 program and how it helps our students here in the Philippines improve their literacy skills. First, what is Achieve 3000? Achieve 3000 is the leader in online differentiated instruction and the only patented and cloud-based solution to literacy. It develops literacy skills in all levels of proficiency. Achieve 3000 is good for grades 3 to 12 and even for universities. And if you want a program for foundational literacy, we also have Smarty Ends that is still under Achieve 3000 that is good for kinder to grade 2. Achieve 3000 has three types, or what we call this one categories. The first one is Kid Biz Access. This is good for grades 3 to 5. Teen Biz Access for grades 6 to 8, and we have Empower Access for grades 9 to 12. The most interesting part of Achieve 3000 is it uses Lexile. It is a technology which is actually the international unit of measure for reading ability and comprehension. This is designed or invented by Metametrics, which is a partner of Achieve 3000. Also, Achieve 3000 provides thousands of non-fiction articles and it can be updated monthly. And it uses the proven 5 rigorous literacy steps to improve the comprehension and reading ability of our students. Aside from reading, in Achieve 3000 we also have Writing Center, Career Center, Parent Center, and Teacher Resources. And if internet connection is a problem, well, we have an offline app which can be utilized by our students when they want to read Achieve 3000 at home and when there is no internet. Now let's start our orientation with the Student Edition. Student Edition is this is actually what the students are using in order for them to be able to read articles in Achieve 3000 and for them to be able to enhance the reading ability. Now the first thing they are going to do is to log into their account using our website portal.achieve3000.com. Then they are going to see the home page of their account, and this is how it looks like. Then they are going to type their username, then their password. By the way, the first thing the student is going to do in Achieve 3000 is, of course, to take the pre-test or assessment. The reason for this is Achieve 3000 wants to know the lexile or reading ability of our student, and so that the system can give all the articles appropriate for his or her reading ability, and that is measured through lexile. So this is how the pre-test or assessment in Achieve 3000 looks like. We call this one level set. Okay, the student has to click next, of course. Then this is an example test in Achieve 3000. This is a closed type test, meaning they are just going to read the passage in the article, then he just have to think of the best answer that fits in the sentence. So he's just going to click the letter of his choice and then click submit. There are around 30 questions. That is a normal number of questions here in our level set, and it can go more than 30 questions but not more than 40. After that one, after clicking submit, the student will now see a home button, and he will just click on it for him to be directed to the home page. So this is how the home page of Achieve 3000 Student Edition looks like. If you can see here, we have these are actually the articles featured for the week. We call this one carousel, lesson carousel. And if the student wants to start immediately, we have here start button. You just can click on it. Then aside from that, we have here points. As the student does activities in Achieve 3000, he can earn points in here. You can see it here. Then activities greater than or equal to 75%, the career as well. After taking the test, it is so important that the student will now know his lexile. Now how he can view his lexile. So what he's going to do is to click the menu button, then click on my career center, Then it will now show the student different careers, because Achieve 3000, the good thing about Achieve 3000 is it also career oriented. So the student will be given an idea how much lifestyle does he need in order for him for him to know if his lifestyle is actually matched with the profession or career he is choosing. So we have here, for example, the student wants to become an accountant. He has to click one, then scroll down and click on find careers. After that one, he will now see the result of the test, in which now there is a chart which will show the current lifestyle the student has. So in this case, the student has a current lifestyle of 1,320. So now, since he wants to become an accountant, as you can see, the career goal for an accountant is 1,390. That is now the goal of the student that he has to meet. Now, how can the student increase his lifestyle? This is now the time the student will read articles in Achieve 3000 and has to pass the activity. That is the only way for him to be able to increase his lifestyle. But let's mark this one as the top career first, so that we can monitor, that the student can now monitor his improvement or improvement in terms of lifestyle. Now, the next thing is the student will now go to the home page. He has just to click on the Empower Access. Now he will be directed to the home page again, this one. And as we can see here, there are a lot of articles in the home page. These are actually the articles or lessons assigned by the teacher for this day. And also, these are the featured articles for the week. If the student is actually interested on reading these articles here, he can just click on Start to start immediately the lesson. Or, he has also the privilege of searching an article in line with his interest by clicking on the search button and typing the keyword of any article that he wants. Like for example, basketball. If the student wants to read article about basketball, just type the keyword and click on search. Now, Achieve 3000 will give all the articles related to that term that he typed. And to take note, all of these articles are now appropriate or matched with the lifestyle of the student. Just remember that the lifestyle that the student got a while ago is 1,320, and therefore all of the articles here are already adjusted according to that lifestyle. Now I'll now click the article like I think I love this one, remembering a basketball great. So by clicking the topic or the title of the topic, he will now be directed to just wait for a while. Okay. We have now, the students now are going to go through the 5-step literacy routine. The first step is before reading poll. Before reading poll is a step wherein the student has to respond to a certain statement. Either he is going to agree or disagree, or he is going to choose a statement. And now he is going to type his response on, or his stance on the certain statement or decision that he made. So the good thing about here is there are students also who needs a guide on how to construct a paragraph. So we have here sentence frames, which we can actually introduce to our students. Then he has just to click one, and now he is just going to complete a statement. Then after that, he has to click on submit. We also have here the feature we call speech to text. The students will just actually author or voice out his responses, and automatically Achieve 3000 will type that response here in the box. Then he's now going to click submit. After that one, he will read the article. Okay, take note that this article is non-fiction. All the articles in Achieve 3000 are non-fiction, and it cuts across different disciplines or subject content areas. Here, there are many tools the student can do or can actually use. The first one is highlighting tool. Okay, this is very useful if the student want to highlight important ideas for him to easily remember this one, or he can actually go back to this anytime. Okay, just highlight it, then click on the highlighter. Ayan. So this is an example of how we are going to highlight important ideas in the paragraph. We also have here a feature called reading connection. We have here summarize. This is very helpful, especially if the paragraph is quite long, or yes, quite long, and for an easy understanding of that paragraph, the student can actually summarize it. We have generate question, if yes, a question regarding the paragraph, and we have setting the purpose. The student need not to actually do this all the time for every paragraph. It's just, he will just choose one which he will to which he will apply this feature. We have here vocabulary support. These are the terms the student might encounter while reading the article. Then after reading the article, the students will now do the activity. This is one of the most important step in the 5-step literacy routine, because this is where the student's understanding is tested. We call this one understanding comprehension check. And the goal now of our student here is to get at least 75% score in the first try. So that will affect, or that can help the student increase her leg side, or his or her leg side. Okay. In the activity, the questions in the activity are actually varied. So it depends on the reading strategy being incorporated in this activity. Like for this one, it is about which of these had not yet happened when this article was written. So finding details in the article. I don't know what kind of. Okay. Just click on the letter of the correct of his choice, then click on submit. Okay, so I got it wrong. So here, the student still has the chance to get a correct answer. Okay, I got 1 point. Just take note that for every correct answer, in the first try, that is worth 2 points. In second try, worth 1 point. So next question, there are 8 questions here. So the student has to get at least 6 questions correct. And there are cases when the students really forgot some concepts or some information. It is important that he has to click refer to article like this, in order for the student to be able to cite evidence that will support or that will help him answer the question. Or he can actually just put that one side at the side to easily go back to the article while doing the activity. Next question, we'll just do it faster. Okay. Good. Next question. What is antonym? This is about antonym. Disparage. Criticize. I think it's this one. Okay, fantastic. After taking the test, after taking all 8 questions, we can see here in the first column the result of the first try. It's 63%. So therefore, we can say that the student was not able to pass this activity. Take note that our goal, or the goal of the student, is to get at least 75% score in the first try. If you can see here, second try, he has 88%. We cannot say this is actually does not affect the leg cell, because it is in the second try. It's only in the first try. So now the student will go to after reading poll, and it's similar with the first one, but this time the student has to cite evidence based on the article he has read. So as he types his response, he must have some idea, he must have some information coming from the article. You also have your comment box, so if he sees that one of his classmates has an idea, so he can comment on it, they can discuss that one in the comment box. And the last step is a thought question. The thought question is what we call the output part. An output part because if the article is about summarization, then most probably the student is going to summarize the article in the third question. That is, or that will be his output. Here, the teacher has the privilege or power to grade, give badge, and add points, and as well as comment on students' output in the third question. So in this example, this is about writing a summary or summarization. So he will type his responses here and then click on submit. And that's the time the teacher can actually see the response of the student. We still have 4 remaining steps here, but these are not obligatory. The students may proceed or may not proceed with these steps. These are just the most important steps in the student edition, the 5 literacy step, the 5-step literacy routine. Ayan. Okay, now this time we still also have here. It's not the teacher can. It's only not the teacher who can monitor the progress of the student, but as well as the student himself. He can click on my lesson if he wants to see all the activities or lessons he has read. This one, just click on activities. Then these are all the activities he has done, as well as the information about that activity, like the score in the first try and the second try. And also, if he wants to see all his responses in the third question, we can see it here. All he has to do is just click one, and then here it goes. So as you can see here, as a student answered an activity question, he also has earned points, and these are all the badges he has received and benefit. So we are now done with the basic information we need to know about the student account. So now let's go to the teacher edition. The teacher edition has 3 major roles or functions. The first one is teacher edition is used by our teachers for instructional support. Second, the teachers here can customize the lessons to be assigned to the students. And the third one is, in teacher edition, the teacher can monitor and evaluate the activities or performance of our students. Let's start with the first one, the first component, which is instructional support. So let's log in first to our account. We have here already the teacher account. Okay. We have here the first very important button that we can actually utilize, because in here we can easily find the thing that we are looking for in Achieve 3000. Like for example, if the teacher is looking for a rubric, immediately by typing rubric in the search button, it will give you all the necessary rubric per activity or per per activity. Okay, like this, and the teacher can download actually this one or can print it. After the Achieve 3000 button, we also have here the tour button. This is a quick guide, especially for the new ones or the first one to experience Achieve 3000 teacher edition. So we can find it here. The tour button is in here. This one. So there's a clock like figure. Okay, so it will guide you step by step on the basic function of our teacher edition, like this. And here it is. So that's the third button. Then now we are going to proceed with the teacher recommendation. So we can see here lesson tray. If you click on one topic, then okay, this one, we have our teacher recommendation, which our teacher can actually use So what is that article all about? There is a summary of the article, and we also have the curriculum here, standards, and we also have the teacher material. What I like about Achieve 3000 is every lesson has already a lot of materials that our teachers can utilize for their class. So like the answer keys for the activities, like this. This is the answer key in the activity for this certain topic. The curriculum key, it's like a lesson plan. We have here how to introduce a lesson, what the teacher will do in the 5-step literacy routine, and many more. Then the standards, the graphic organizer. So actually our teacher can utilize this one for the lesson during the activity. And we have here another teacher materials like this one, sentence and paragraph frames, and many more. So you can actually discover all these materials in here to effectively discuss or give lessons to our students. Next, we have the customization. The next thing or the next component the teacher can use or the teacher can actually apply using his or her teacher account is he can customize the lessons he wants to assign to the students. So what we'll do is just to click on my lesson, this one, my lesson. Okay. The teacher can assign lesson to his students, so it can be maybe daily, weekly, or monthly, or even annually. How to assign lessons to our class? So after clicking this one, we'll click on the search button, search for more lessons. Then if he has already the lesson in mind, he will just type the title like buzz or whatever. Then if he is looking for an article appropriate for a certain strategy, he will click on the advanced options. It will filter the article that will show up. So if he wants to filter according to content or topics, saan yung reading strategy? Where is the reading strategy? Okay, like for example, in this one we have an article about government. Ayan. Then click on search. Okay. A flag in the ocean is actually an article about government, so the teacher can actually see what this article is all about, the overview, the curriculum key. Okay, it's about citing evidences. You can see it in the lesson plan. Then what he is going to do is just drag this one to the calendar. So that means this certain article is actually assigned to the class already on Monday, that is today, January 29. So take note that the class is grade 10, so therefore this topic is assigned only to grade 10 St. Albert. The teacher can actually choose any section here and as well as grade level here. And if he wants to assign it to all classes, you can click on it like that. So that is a flag in the ocean. So if he wants the students to see this article for the whole week, he will just extend this one up to the desired date that he wants. Okay, just click on yes. And so that means this article is already assigned for this week to the whole grade 10 students. That is how to assign lesson at Achieve 3000. How to remove lesson? So to remove the lesson, he will just click on the title and click on the end date and click on remove. then yes. So that is how to assign lesson in using our teacher edition or teacher account. Next we have monitoring the progress of our students. This is very important so that we teachers can see who among our students are not performing well, or how our students performing in Achieve 3000. So there are a lot of reports and monitoring ways to monitor the progress of our students. We have here the first one, under reports, student work. Student work is the most updated report we have in the teacher account. Like, if he wants to see the activities done for a certain period of time, so we'll just click on the activity, choose the class, and then choose the date. So we will now see here from January 1, like we want to know how our students are doing in Achieve 3000 for the month of January to January 1 to January 29. So it's very updated because it can already give you the report even to date. Activities that factor into lexile adjustment. That means these are the activities they answered. These are the activities inside the article. If you remember the third step, that is what this refers to. Okay. Then view the report. So we can see here, these are all the activities done by grade 10 St. Albert students from January 1 to January 29. So total of 321 activities and the specific articles they have read. Okay, that is for student work. Let's now proceed with the other type of report. Let's go back. Okay, so you can also see the thought question, and you can, as a teacher, you can see the thought questions answered by our students. The same class, choose a class. Again, view report. Okay, so therefore only Mark Stanley answered. Okay, here is his response to the article in the thought question. Okay, and many reports. More reports here in student class. Next report is the usage report. This usage report is actually will give the teacher the general, the summary of all the activities our students have done, like how many activities this particular section has done so far, and the average score for in the activity. You can see it here in the usage report. So we will be guided here how are my students spending their time. The same, choose a class, choose a date interval. So we have from January 1 up to, okay. Take note that this is not so updated as the student work. If you look at it, it's only up to January 27th. So this is 2 days behind. So it can just show a data from 2 days behind, and choose an activity and view report. Okay, so we can see in the how are my students spending their time. Okay, the total number of activities done by our students in this column for that particular time interval, and as well as the average score in all the activities he has or the student has done, like this. Also, it is computed per class. and many more. Let's go back. We also have another report. It is very also important. How are my students progressing towards achieve 3040 activity goal? Here we can see all our students who has accomplished the 40 activity goal. This from July maybe to January 27. So these are all the students who have achieved or accomplished the goal. So there are quite there are already more than half of our students has accomplished the 40 activity goal for this class. There are 18 students, almost half. 18 students who have accomplished the 40 activity goal. Next report we are going to dive into is the performance report. The difference between usage reports and performance reports is, in performance we can see here, among all those activities the section has done, how many of the activities are under or below 75% score and how many are passing. So we can see it here in how are my students performing on activities. So the same from January 1 to 27 view report. Okay. So meaning in this case we have, okay, so Allison, like for example, has a total of 16 activities. 5 of those are actually below 75% and 11 are passing. So that is how we are going to interpret the data here we can see in performance report. Then the total here for the section, 273 activities all in all with a passing score and 46 are below 75%. Let's go back. We'll find another report. Okay, we also have here assessment tools. Possibly invalid level set by administrators. Okay, which of my students' Lexas have been adjusted? So we can see here which among our students has a Lexas increase already. So we can see here that some of our students have a Lexas increase already. Okay. Next report is grade. So if we are going to click on the grade, this is where the teacher can grade the output of our students in the top. For example, if I click on this name, so that means she has answered some activities in the thought question, like this kind of article, straight from the horse's mouth. Okay, so this is now his response or her response, and this time the teacher can give additional points. It is indicated here that the points must not be more than 20. So the maximum points that teacher can actually give for a certain activity in the third question is just 20. So based on the response of the students, the teacher can add points, like for example 5, and grade, it can be number like 85, and badge, the teacher can give badge as well. It depends on how well deserved that student to receive such award. Then the comment of the teacher can be written here or can be typed here, like, and then can send it to the student like that. So this is a very good tool for a teacher to motivate the students to answer that question by giving them something like a reward or points, or can even comment on the thought question or response of the student. So those are the important things a teacher can do in his or her teacher account. So we have another edition. We have the home edition. This is actually, home edition is actually for parents, for them to be able also to monitor the progress of their own child. And we have leadership edition for the administration, like the principal or even the president, to have an idea as well on the performance of the class of his or her school. To summarize it all, so we have 4 edition of in Achieve 3000, the student edition. That is what we give, the account we give to our students for them to be able to enhance their reading ability and comprehension, or reading ability, or what we call literacy. And we have also teacher edition, teacher account for the teachers to monitor, to assign lessons, and as well as to monitor the progress of their students. And I just want to share about what are the things we do here in the Philippines as we implement Achieve 3000. First of all, every year we have national competition. We have this Battle of the Articles for Achieve 3000. The good thing about is our students are competing against other students in other schools regarding, it's like a quiz bee about a certain article. They are going to read it in advance. They are going to answer it during the competition. And for the implementation, we always give required reading lists. We align these topics to the curriculum of in our school. We give required reading lists every semester. And we also conducted professional training or seminars to the teachers, Achieve teachers, lesson demo as well. And we have also a lot of students in Philippines who won in a worldwide, winner of worldwide, what do you call this one? They are worldwide winner in Achieve 3000 with the most number of activities done for a certain month. We have a lot of that here in the Philippines. We provide bulletin boards where we can post our top scorers in the Achieve 3000. We also award our students per SEM, and we constantly monitor their performance by giving the priority reports. This is a report about the students who are performing low in Achieve 3000, and many more. We are actually launching the intensive program practice to our schools. This includes article talk, community reading, and as well as after the bell program. We still have a lot to share for you, but for now, those are what we are doing in our schools here in the Philippines. I hope you learned something from me, and thank you very much.